Hey everybody, this is Melina from scrapbookingwithme.com and Me Crafty Scrapper on Instagram. I wanted to show you a little project today that would be perfect for Easter. If you wanted to send something in the mail, this will fit in the mail. It's a little 4x4 cascading, I guess we could call it an envelope. It's more of a card and it cascades, a cascading card. But it has like that little envelope flap there, and it is made from one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You can use whatever color cardstock you want, and then there are pattern papers on top of that. I used, I think, one sticker in here, and then I just closed it up with some twine. So you will need an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and it can be lightweight cardstock because you're going to layer it so it'll be thick enough. And if you want to distress ink around the edges, you'll need some of that. I am using today, where'd it go? Here it is. I am using the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Peeled Paint, so it's a spring green color. I'm using that for my distressing. I will be using score tape and some cut aparts from the Salutations collection from Echo Park. We have this in the shop as of this video. We have this in the shop. And I've already cut some of this apart from when I was making this one. And you will need a bone folder and a paper trimmer, of course. And let's see, you can use liquid adhesive too if you don't want to use score tape, or if you don't have score tape. You'll need a paper trimmer and then something to score the cardstock with. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. That's all the supplies. I'm going to open this up. It's really easy. It has a pocket in it also. So you could put in a gift card, money, anything like that. So this would be a very cute birthday card. Now I just have this twine just wrapped around. It's wrapped around 3 times, and I'll get you measurements on that if you want to do that also. So this is the top flap. And it just opens up. I have pattern paper on the front and back. And then that's another piece of pattern paper on top of the cardstock. And then that folds open. And then it folds open one more time. And here in this pocket, I have one of my reward cards, Office Depot, in the little pocket there. So it just fits right for that a gift card. And then it's all of these layers, and this is all from one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'll show you how it all comes together. And then the back side, there's that front flap, and then I just used a sticker there. And I just thought that the sticker looked cute because when you fold it up here, these are matchy-matchy, and then you kind of separate it a little bit with that sticker that goes along with the florals there. Okay? So this is very simple, so let's get started. Okay, so here is my 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. You are going to cut this at 4, and then move it over and cut again at 4. Alright, and then you don't need this strip, so it can go in the garbage or in your scrap pile. Alright, then you're going to get your scoring tool, whatever you use as a scoring tool. I use Score Pal. Alright, and you are going to score one of these panels at 4, and then you're going to score it at 8. Okay, so easy peasy, 4 and 8. So that leaves you, I'm going to show you real quick like, that leaves you a 4-inch section, another 4-inch section, and then it's going to leave you a 1, 2, 3-inch section by 4. So you got a 3 by 4, 4 by 4, 4 by 4. Okay, and then on this one, you're going to do the same thing, but with one extra little score mark. Okay, so you're going to score at 4, and then you're going to score at 8. Okay, do those again, 4 and 8. And then you're going to come over to the 8 1/4 score line, and you're going to score at 8 1/4. And that is on your 3 by 4 inch end. So 4 by 4, 4 by 4. This is 3 by 4. So you're going to score at 8, and then you're going to score at 8 1/4. Okay? So there is that. You'll need to keep the score pals, whatever score tool you use, keep it near, because you may need it to reinforce some of these folds in a minute. Because once you start adding the cardstock to this, if you don't cut down the cardstock just right, it's going to get caught in these creases, and you don't want that. Alright, so what you're going to do is you have your 4 by 4, your 4 by 4, your 3 by 4, your 4 by 4, your 4 by 4, your 3 by 4, but that has that extra 8 1/4 score line there. Okay, that's going to be your top flap. That is this part. Okay, so what you are going to do is flip this one. So now you have 4 by 4, 4 by 4, 3 by 4. And you have 4 by 4, 4 by 4, 1/4 inch. And then that other smaller piece there. These two sections, these two 4 by 4 sections are going to go together. So all you will do is get your score tape or whatever adhesive you want to use. And I'm flipping this over, and on the back side of that 4 by 4 piece, I'm going to put my score tape, and then I'll put one piece across the middle just to reinforce it. Okay, and then take the backings off. Well, that one's not wanting to come up. That one. Okay. And take all of your backings off. Okay. And then you're going to flip it over. I'm going to turn sideways here. And you're going to line up. Now, you're not going to go all the way on top of that score line piece right there. Don't go all the way to the center of that. Come up just a little from it. And press down and get your bone folder. Really burnish that. Okay. So now you have this long piece, and your two closest score lines are there at the top, and you're going to start folding over and burnishing. Now remember, this one is another 3 by 4 piece. So it's going to be shorter than this 4x4 piece here. That's where you're going to put that interior pocket, okay? All right, and then folding up on that other score line. Folding up on the other score line. And this is going to get tight just because it's a smaller project and you have so many score lines and fold lines, and that's okay. And that is another reason why we put this 1/4 inch topper here, so that it can accommodate that thickness that you're going to get. All right, so now you're going to fold over on that bottom 8-inch score line and make sure it is straight. Okay, and then you're going to fold over again on that other. Make sure it's straight before you press down on it. All right, so you've got that little 1/4 inch notch right there. And then see, it folds over really well with that fold up there. If you were to have just folded here and had a flat flap, you were going to needlessly have to, you know, run into that, and then you're going to have to somewhere along the line cut some off. And instead of doing that, let's just give us a little 1/4 inch flap right there. Okay, and I will show you here that flap. You can't really tell, but that flap ends about right here, and I just used the the 3x4 pieces of cardstock cutouts that's in this collection. I just used that, put it on top, and taped it. You can't even tell that it went over the flap unless I tell you. Okay, so here is your base, and you can decorate it any way you would like. I will go ahead and show you how I have done this. I think I need a new blade on my cutter because some of my edges are a little furry. Do y'all get like that? A little furry on the edges. Okay, so what we're going to do first, what I did first on this one, is put your background where your pocket, your interior pocket is going to go, and ink around your edges. So this is 3x4 inches, and in this particular collection from Echo Park, that Salutations collection, it has, I showed this in my last video, but this is 3x4 size. This is 4x4 size. And let's see, I think that's another, yep, that's 3x4 size. And you get 2 of each of these sheets. So even if you don't want to use some of the sheets, you can use the backs. These are 4x6 size. And that's 4x6, but just, you know, a vertical and a horizontal 4x6. And then you have the sticker sheet too. So this collection makes it very easy to make this little fold out card. So what we're going to do is pick what background we want for that interior pocket. And let's see here. I think I want to do that one. So get my trimmer here. Okay, so even though this is 4x4 card size, if you wanted to use some of these on the little 3x4, you just cut an inch off. But since these are 4x4, I will go ahead and use one of the backs as my base right there. And to get it straight and correct, I will turn it over like I'm going to use the card. And I think I will use this thank you one because I don't send that many cards, so I don't see myself using a thank you card too much in the future. So I will use that here. Let's set my trimmer there so I don't have to reach down on the floor each time. All right, now what you are going to have to do is so that your 4x4 cardstock that you're going to put on top of this cardstock doesn't interfere with these score lines, you have to trim off the tiniest of tiny pieces. So what I do is I go over to where the clear ends here on my cutter, and that's about I would say like a 1/16 of an inch, maybe close to an 1/8 of an inch. Let me look here, see if I can tell. So 1/8 of an inch. So it's an 1/8 of an inch I'm cutting off of just the top of one of these 4x4 cut apart cards. Okay, so that gives me enough room that I can see the fold at the bottom and I can see the fold at the top. So I know that I'm good as long as I can see those fold lines where I put my cardstock. So I'm going to use my handy dandy APG adhesive to put this down. And like I said, you can use liquid, whatever you would like to use. That's just what I'm using right now. And I'm going to go ahead and ink my edges. Okay, and then again making sure that I can see both score lines. I want to turn it sideways. I know I'm turning it sideways on you, but I'm just making sure that I can see both of my score lines before I sit this down. Now, if it comes over the edge a little bit, like maybe I didn't cut my base exactly 4x4. Who'd have ever thought that I would make any such mistake? Just trim it off. And then if you say, oh no, Melina, you've already stressed that. Okay. Fixed. All done. Alright, so there is my little background I'm going to have for this pocket. And if you don't want to waste that cardstock, you don't have to put it all the way to the bottom, but I'm fine with that. They give you so many of these that it's okay. Let's see. I think I'm going to put the Dream Big as my pocket cover. So cut this, and I mean, guys, this would work with pocket cards. If you've got like Project Life cards, 3x4s, 4x4s, they make all of these same sizes in Project Life. So if you have any of those still sitting around somewhere, you could totally use that too. So there, yes, that's going to be so pretty. Okay. So I'm going to ink my edges. I have a feeling that I will have to trim the edge of this, but no fear. When I get it down, I'll just ink that edge again. I just want to make sure that I get the edges before I actually adhere it down. so I'm not regretting that later trying to get in a crease somewhere and distress ink. Okay. Oop, I thought it felt like I missed some right there. Yep. Okay. Got it. All right. Now on this part, does not matter as long as you're above that fold right there, so it doesn't bend this when you fold it up. So just kind of stay right above that and put that down. And let's look here. Yep, look at there. I need to trim just a touch. So I must have 1/16 of an inch shorter than 4 inches. I didn't have to do that on that one. I didn't have to trim any of it except the ones, you know, I didn't want on the fold lines. Okay, so there's that. And what you want to go ahead and do is ink that fold right there. You will be glad you did that later. All right, now I'm going to get my score tape and I'm going to use, let's see. Yeah, that's 1/4 inch. Yeah, 1/4 inch score tape. And I'm just going to put it here and here. No need to put any at the bottom. And of course, no need to put it at the top because this is a pocket. And just put all the way to the edge, piece of score tape, and then all the way to the other edge, piece of score tape, and then pick off my backing. All right, make sure it is straight across. Use your bone folder to press down those edges. Okay, and then there is your interior pocket there. And now it's just decorating everything else. I'm going to show you how I decorate the rest of this, and then make sure that you have down how much you need to cut off on each 4x4 section, just to make sure that it folds easily and it's not bulky. And then I'm going to show you right now, I have enough twine for this to wrap around the front of this 3 times. So I have 12, 24, and 35 inches. So 35 inches of twine that I have, and that goes around 3 times with a nice little bow on the front. Okay, so if you're good with going ahead and decorating, that's fine with me. Just remember, when you start to put down your 4x4 cards, like we did this one, that you need to cut off 1/8 of an inch, just so that it is not touching either one of the fold lines. Everybody else that wants to stick with me, here we go. We're going to finish this out. And let's see. I think I will put that there. And, ooh. Yep, that there. I like the blues. That's pretty. And then up here, I will put some more white to go with that. There. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut this off. All right, so y'all might be expert cutters, and that is well and wonderful. If you are, you can cut off that 1/8 of an inch whenever you cut that. I am not. So I'm going to cut my 1/8 of an inch off after I cut the square. And then this one, cut my, I'm going to turn it the way I want it, just to make sure. I'll turn it, you know, the up and down the way I want it up and down, and cut off the top. So that's how I did all of these. I just cut off the top. If it matters, not sure, but just to be on the safe side, I'm cutting off the tops of my 4x4 squares to get them to fit in the actual spot. Alright, so I can see, oh, let's ink it. Almost put it down, even though if you do put it down, it's the same size, so you'll still be good, but let's remember to ink it anyway. Okay. Alright. I can see my fold line there. I can see my fold line at the top. So I am good to go ahead and lay it down. Turn it over, and look at there. I didn't have any to cut off on that one. Alright, and on this one, making sure of which top. Yep, it was that top. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ink. And if you have a really good blade on your cutting system, paper cutter, you're not going to have these little feathered, furry bits like I do. I need, like I said, I need a new blade. But if you're seeing that, hey, it just adds to the distressing look to me. So I'm good. Alright, turn it over. Tape. Okay, and then I can see that little fold line there. And then I can see the fold line below. There we go. Get them down very good. And then I am going to use, I gotta figure out what I want to use on the front flap. Ooh, I like that. Just a note, and when that's going to be on the front, and then when they open it up, dream big. I like that. Just a note. So I'm going to cut that one for my front flap. And then I'm going to use do I want to use that, or let me see what these others, what florals these others have on the backs of them. That same color. Ooh, we've got just a pink. And then what else have we got here? Ooh, I like that. Okay, and remember, you have 2 sheets of each in this collection, so even if you just use the back of one, you still have another sheet that has the same exact expressions on them. I'm going to move this over because this, of course, is a 4x6, so you're going to have to cut it down to 3x4. And I want to use the back. So I think what I will do, just so that I can save the integrity of the rest of the sheet. Yeah, I used that word, integrity. Save the integrity of the rest of the sheet. I'm getting all fancy on y'all. Alright, it won't last long, don't worry. Okay, so I need it 4 wide, 3 tall. So I'm going to cut that piece off, get it 4 wide, and then I'm going to cut this piece off and get it 3 tall. Look, that makes a cute little accent for something else. Okay, then I'm going to look at it here and then look at it here. Yes, that's going to work. Yay, yay, yay. All right, I'm going to put them right up against each other and make sure they are good. This one seems just a tad bit longer, so I'm just going to go across there and trim that off just so that they are even Stevens. And I'm going to ink around both. I love this peeled paint color. It's so springy green. Very pretty. Alright, and if you are using directional pattern paper, make sure that you have it the correct direction before you put your adhesive on. I don't know how many times I've ever done that and then wanted to go, oh, you stupid. Can't believe you did that. Alright, so when you open this up, you want the flowers to be pointed up. So that's my directional side that I want to put on. And then this is the other side. So what I'm going to do is put on my back flap first. And you can go ahead and glue all the way around, because once you get the other one on, they will adhere together. Alright, so directional this way. Make sure to go above that fold and get it as straight as possible. Don't press on here yet until you get your front flap on. Whoop. Come on, ATG. Work with me. Okay. And then you are going to line these up. Go ahead and flatten that so that you can get a good hold on this. Line those up. Woohoo! Don't rip it. Line those up really good. And then you can come around here on the back and like I got off on the base a little bit, but that'll be fine. I'm just going to barely trim right there, just so you can't see that, and that will be fine. Okay, so that's the inside decorated with your front flap already, and then turn it over and decorate the back side. Now when you flip it up here, that is still not going to be the part that shows under your front flap. When you flip it up here, that is what's going to be showing under your front flap. So your middle section here is what's going to be showing on the front when you have it closed. So pick whatever color you are wanting to be on the front with that. So I want some, I think I want this leafy color. So if I do that, you know, you can play around with this and see how you like it. I'm going to do that directional. I like that. Let's see if there's any other ones that I like better. Let's see here. I mean, you could use words under it if you wanted to, but I don't know. Let's look at this. See what this looks like. Nah, that's too much white. But let's look at That's too pale. So we're going with that. Well, it's too pale for me. Other people might love pink. And that's fine too. It's just too pale for me. Alright, so we have to cut off our 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to cut it off the bottom. I know I've been saying off the top, but as long as it's off on one of these edges, you will be fine. Alright, ink. Okay, and then adhesive. And if it's directional, make sure, let's see, bum, bum, bum. You want it the way it's going to be shown all the time. So you make sure that you are in between the two fold lines. I know I've said that like 40 times in this video, but you'll be glad you did it once you do it. Yes, okay. And don't worry about how messy this might look, because you're going to go back and you're going to ink every one of these folds. But just go ahead and get your pattern paper on first. Okay, so I had that one. Let's do one of these. And I think I will just do that same. Yes. I'll just do the same there and there. So I'm going to flip it over, find that square, and then 1/8 of an inch off the top, and then 1/8 of an inch off of this top. Ink. See, guys, it's very repetitive. It's very easy. This would make wonderful gifts. Graduation is coming up. You could totally do graduation theme with this instead of spring theme like this one is. Birthdays, anniversaries, retirement, anything like that would be great with this. Alright, now, yes, I want the big flower up there. So I'm going to do the smaller one here and just kind of get this bottom one as close to the bottom as you can without leaving too much space on that fold. It would help if I put adhesive on the back of it. And it would also help if I inked the correct side. I'm not using this side, I'm using this side. You're such a dork. Alright. There, there, and there. There. Okay. And now that I have adhesive on it, it will stick to the other cardstock. Dorky. There we go. Flip it over. Make sure you can't see the back side of that one, and you can't. And then big flower. That's the top. That's what I cut off. Big flower there. Ink first. Okay. Inky, inky, inky. I mean, I like the clean look of, you know, just putting it on there, but something about, you know, distressing those edges with some ink just gives it so much more dimension. I like that look. All right. And then you remember you have this 1/4 inch topper here Don't go over that. Try not to touch the fold at all. Get above this other fold. Get her on straight. Don't tear your cardstock while you're burnishing. Okay, so here we go. Look at that. Okay, so you have your top flap with your 1/4 inch fold right there, just so that you can have it all lie straight for you. Okay, and then you can put your gift card in there. And it is a little thicker with a gift card in there, but still plenty of room. And we are going to fold this back and ink that white cardstock just to give it a little bit more color. And we're going to ink all of our sides in case we had some cardstock show up on the back side. That'll cover it up. That's another thing I like about distressing the edges. It covers up lots and lots and lots of mistakes. Lots and lots of them. And, you know, I make a good bit of them. Whoops, see, like that. I went too heavy on that one edge. Oh well. And then on your 1/4 inch toppy top right there, bend it back and make it as dark as you want with whatever distress ink you're using. Pat, 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 or back and forth, whichever method you like. So see, that makes it really pretty right there. And then bend it forward and then go on the back side and bend all of your folds and go down through there, color it in, all folds, get all the folds. Okay, so there are all of your edges inked, front and back. And then you can add stickers, you can add any kind of flat embellishments, especially like if you're going to mail this, you know, you're not going to want to make the embellishments too heavy or too thick, because heavy, you're going to pay more in postage, and B, thick, it's going to make it so thick that if they run it through the machine, it's going to tear it to smithereens. So try not to add too many thick things if you're going to use this as a card, and not, I mean, you could really use this even in your folios, junk journals, stuff like that, putting pictures or journaling. You know, leave this kind of just plain pattern paper colors and journal on them or put pictures on them, fold it up and put it in your junk journal or your folios, traveler's notebooks, anything like that. All right, I want to add a sticker, but I don't know which one. Let's see. If I add that, oh, I know. Let's do this little border sheet here and just do a little border across the edge. All right, I'm going to line this up a little bit. Get it there and there, just so it's kind of straight. When you got a busy background like that, it's hard to make sure that it is totally straight, totally straight. This is a little forgiving, so it'd be alright. There we go. And then I'm going to unfold, trim off, add that back over here because I might want to use the rest of it for something else. Okay. And then maybe this little piece here. Make sure that is even here and kind of centered. Okay, that is so cute. All right, so it's on the back side, and of course it is upside down, but that's upside down too because it's the back side and we're folding up. So we've got our pocket here, dream big. We're folding up. We have happy sticker, and then folding up again. And this is going to be your front that goes along with your your front that goes along with your front flap. There's your front 1/4 inch flap there. Okay, and then you're going to get your twine. I'm going to put this back in here. There we go. And you are going to wrap it around 3 times. Remember, this is 35 inches. You're going to get it even and then wrap around and then wrap around again and kind of fold out, flare out your twine a little bit, however you want it to flare out. And so since it's meeting there, I'm going to do my bow there. I've got a longer tail on one side. Get your tails all straight whenever you're starting out. That's why that's uneven on that one side. But there is your little 4x4. Let's see. What's the official name of this going to be? 4x4 fold out card. I think that's what it's going to be on my video title. All right, well, I will have a couple of still shots at the very end. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for the entire video. I appreciate it so much, and you don't know how much that helps me with my channel when you stick around and watch the entire thing. It's in its entirety. It helps me so much with my channel. And if you are not a subscriber here at Melina Pilot Me Crafty Scrapper with scrapbookingwithme.com, I would so appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys. God bless.